I'm eating candy.
It's bad for your teeth.
No, I have 4.
Almost finished my tiny soda.
Was it refreshing?
Just a little bit.
You know Whitehead.
What are you vaping? What are you selling? Is that one of those new Oregon pocket meth vapes?
Yeah. Now, do they have this? Do you know where to get one?
You gotta check that virtual online market web. Keyword Nickelodeon.
I'm suspicious the government would find it. Do you think like the terrorists really
No, I
use those
don't think.
Nickelodeon avatar chat rooms to like target like they do in like that show 24?
Like how many members of ISIS are in like a Target shopping center right now?
Right.
Wow. And how many of them have to clock out before they get to 38 hours?
Because they can't have medical insurance.
No, it's the holidays. We shouldn't say anything mean about ISIS. Because I haven't heard ISIS say anything mean about me in a while, so I should return the favor. And I won't say anything negative about ISIS. That's my Christmas miracle this year. What international terrorist group are you going to extend pleasantries to, Peas?
Well, I'm against the terrorism. So, I'm not sure that I can give any of them a blind eye. But if I was to give one a blind eye, I would say I'll give the Discordians. They're a terrorist organization.
Absolutely.
I'll give them
more of a terrible organization.
Right.
Yeah! I'm on fire tonight! We can end the show early.
Are you?
I gotta do 2 hours. You're gonna cut out after 90 minutes. And you're gonna be like, I don't want, I gotta go to bed. I gotta eat more pie. My name's Peas. I like eating pie.
Shut up. You've had your own show ready to go for like 3 weeks in a row. Don't give me that shit. I'm trying to make an efficient time slot. I'm the Wayne Brady of the show.
And speaking of Wayne Brady, the other day I was trying to write a joke on how much I hate improv. Alright, I'm gonna push the button.
Did Wayne Brady coming to your mind? Wayne Brady and what's the other guy? Ryan Seacrest? Ryan Styles.
Broadcasting live from Sub-Basement 27 deep in the heart of the Hypercore here in Hypercube Labs. This is time for the show! Your weekly Hypercubist news and pylon firmware update. We got the juice! You got Nothing to lose. That's right. Bringing it to you via the Hypercube, the only safe place in which we can extend these experiments to. Joining me in seasonal festivities with the garb and the gab, lady and other guy, please welcome to the stage Reverend P. Hi, P. See, you should just do that the entire show. Just to keep bringing that. I got one too.
Shut up. Mine's
Don't be jealous.
Organic,
don't be jealous over my e-gong. Are you
mine's not
jealous of the size of my e-gong?
Mine is an actual. So its timbre and quality of tone will be unique to each variation of my stroke.
So, Pease, what did you do for Native American Holocaust Remembrance Day last week?
Bought me a pop-up camper.
Yeah, to put it on your Jeep? What are you going to do? How do you pop it up? Do you inflate it with your ego? Like that one?
That might
on
be
that
how
one for
amateurs.
like 30 seconds.
It might be how amateurs do it, but how the Pease does, he cranks it up just like a normal person would. It's got some issues. It's a little
like
bit
an
old and long in the
you
teeth,
get out there and
but
you just
I've
kind
never
of
let that stop me from banging somebody before.
A runabout! I'll steal it! No one will ever know! Is that what you do? Are you Dan Backslide, Pease? Are you Pease Backslide? Unhand her, Pease Backslide.
I'm not familiar with the backslide backstory.
Well, that's okay. You can just slip off into that when we wander over there. Yeah,
look it up.
We'll get that. I'm working on my cartoon puns. I get ripped on all the time because I haven't heard all this amazing music from the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the rest of those years that I've never looked into. But I cite, crap from cartoons made back in the 30s and the 40s, and everybody's like, oh, that's just goofy, weird shit. I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want anything to do with that. Just goofy, weird shit. Don't you like any goofy, weird shit? Isn't there anything obscure and bizarre that you like to take some sort of interest in? Peas? At all? I mean, Jeeping is so mainstream. It's the new Harley Davidson. What are you just going to do? You're just going to pull up to like a kid on a Kawasaki while you got the doors off your Jeep and just start pissing all over him or something like that? That's indignant.
Maybe.
I don't know. Jeep, I hear the words midlife crisis. I don't see Jeep. I see Jeep more for...
It's a little...
Jeep sounds more like I give up. Like that's it. It's not a call for help anymore. You're just admitting defeat. Are you doing okay? Yep, bought a Jeep. Square up. It's good. It's okay.
And a pop-up camper.
Now, why'd you go with the pop-up? Why didn't you go with like the full-size RV?
Well,
you can't go off-roading with a pop-up camper.
No, here's the thing. You can't go off-road with the pop-up camper, but there's a limited amount of weight and length that I can safely tow in a two-wheel drive manual Jeep.
Yeah, it should be.
I'm sorry, a two-door.
Wait,
I said two-wheel drive, but I meant two-door Jeep because it has a shorter wheelbase. So I wanted to be able to tow it with my Explorer and my Jeep because when I get to my adventure location, I want to disconnect from Shuttle 1, which is what we're going to call the pop-up camper, and then either Explorer 1 or Recon 1, depending whether it's the Explorer or the Jeep, will then be free to have adventures throughout wherever we're at. We will have mobility to pan for gold or look for rocks and gems and and other adventurous things because we have all that equipment. Maybe we want a Sky Games, we got a telescope. We have all this adventure junior scientist equipment in the pop-up camper for adventuring, which I cannot stress to you.
Gear with you, I'll let you call it a shuttle. Doesn't really sound like a shuttle though. Like the shuttle is what conveys you. Like the Ford Explorer.
Now I have concerns.
The Nissan Ford Explorer. I have concerns
about the pop-up mechanism. I have concerns about the pop-up.
Why would you have it? It's brand new. Why would you have a concern about it?
Oh no, my friend. It is almost as old as you are.
Why, you're saying that you bought a used recreational vehicle, Peas?
Yes, because there was no used boats Jeep. To buy.
You are 2 steps away from hauling a trailer full of 55-gallon drums down to the lake and strapping yourself together a party barge. You are this close to boating under the influence in Las Vegas.
We did that at the farm in New Hampshire one time.
At the farm. Yes, exactly. That's where you do stuff like that. At the farm. I turned a doghouse upside down and me and my friend went down the creek. That was stuff that we did. Creek's full of snakes. Watch out for snakes.
Isn't it pronounced?
Sorry, I'm dying. I'm dying. What?
Crick? Isn't it pronounced crick?
Maybe up in that fancy Connecticut territory or something like that. We said the creek. We emphasized the eeks. Go dip your feeks in the creeks is what we used to say.
Florida is the freak retirement community, so I can see why you'd have an excess of eeks in that area where you'd use all your eeks, including in the word creek, just to get rid of a few of them.
I didn't grow up in Florida. Okay. I might just
I understand it,
here. I'm just retiring in Florida.
I'm not going to reveal where you were birthed because I know you have privacy issues. But let's just say for the sake of the fucking story,
because I don't give out every single bit of my personal information. That makes me an asshole.
I think that's foolish.
I
think that's foolish.
Are you working for Facebook now? I mean, that's the idea. They're paying you for all the data entry that you're doing for them, right?
Yeah,
you have to disclose that here on YouTube. We're working for YouTube now. How does that feel? We're employed now. YouTube is actually our boss now.
Let's put it this way. Somebody pays me. Okay.
Do they?
Yes. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm
not
so
anymore.
Fucking excited. I can't even believe it.
Not really.
I'm excited because it's show. I looked forward to show all week during the brief holiday respite.
Yeah, did you tell anybody about it?
The show?
Who'd you tell about the show this week?
There was a guy standing behind me in line, and he was too close to me, and I told him, hey, I can't be getting sick. I have a radio show to do every week. Why don't you back the fuck up? And so that was one guy, because he's like, really? What show? And I said, it's on the internet. You wouldn't know it. And so he was like, seemed satisfied with that answer.
That was enough.
So that was good.
Have you put a time for the show.com sticker on the Jeep yet?
Oh, yeah. I got a couple of them, actually.
You put stickers on
your Jeep? And I got
Hypercubes
all over the place. Absolutely. You can't be a Jeep without having stickers on it.
I don't know. That sounds kind of... Because, like, stickers on cars is for poor people.
Yeah, but no, I don't put political statements. I just put, like... Bob's on there, of course, and then my Hypercube stickers.
At all. Bob's are A+,
and then my time for the show stickers are on there. Now, for some strange reason, the Jeep came with a Reverend Fanboy sticker on it, but I had them take that off before I accepted delivery because that's some bullshit right there.
Stickers off on delivery, SSODs.
Yeah, take that shit off. Man. Reverend Fanboy, take that shit right off.
How many S's? I don't know. All right, well, let's go and check in on the big board. We're broadcasting live on freethinkradio.com. You can access the Hypercom by going to timefortheshow.com. What?
Do your favorite part of the show, dude.
We haven't even gotten there yet. I'm checking in on the board to make sure nobody's complaining that they can't hear us this week. Everybody's so iffy. Everybody's so iffy. I'm checking. I was checking in on the Discord, telling all the kids at home that they can go to freethinkradio.com, and if you click the time for the show tile on the page, it'll take you to the Free Think Radio Discord. And that's where all the cool kids are. That's where all the cool, young, hip, cool kids are. They're on there with their dick docs and their twatters, and they're posting pictures of their everything. I can't believe it.
I feel some of the kids.
But you should have. You could have been there. And you could have sold it. You could have promoted that. But you're going to have to, because of that, you're going to have to sell the Reverend Fanboy shout out even harder this week. Don't make that face at me. At the audience. Don't insult the audience.
So here's the thing. I think some of the kids don't realize that we are multi-streaming.
Yes.
And that they could also chat.
Streaming.
Right. And they could also chat in the YouTube channel. But here's the thing. I think some of the kids are a little bit lost because the Discord chat's not as vibrant and entertaining as it used to be, and the YouTube chat is kind of catching on, but except Alan's in it, so I mean, but it's like, come on, guys, you gotta gather back up. This is the future is now. We're marching forward to a brighter tomorrow, so we're multi-streaming, and this is a half stream onto YouTube. That's what you gotta do. You gotta pick it up. Things don't stay the same. They can't always be, some kind of Usernet thing where you go and it's always going to be the same. It's always going to be like it's 1992. No! That's not how it is.
It looks like it's 1992 on the screen. This is 1992. This is what they promised me back in 1992.
No.
That I could have like choppy, pixelated video conferencing in real time. We have
accessed the fourth aspect of cubism or cube speak, which is pylons. And now that we have control of all of the pylons that we've released, we've been able to release this multimedia stream of entertainment that's never been seen before on the face of the planet Earth. One time on Venus, sure, but never planet Earth. And that's why this is a unique situation. And that's why I'm led to believe that this is the opportunity and the time for me to explain to you one of life's truisms.
Yeah, we're not derivative. We're formulaic.
With anxiety and dread and angst. All because of one common thing that we all share. But I'm learning through the power of CubeSpeak to give up and become a better person. What is that, my friends, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you. It's thinking. Thinking eventually leads to all disease and eventually and inevitably to death. Because the more you think, the more things happen and the more you react to them. It's only through the power of CubeSpeak and hypercubism and taking their first tenet to heart, which is don't think, that you can avoid any thought process that would lead you to think of your own impending doom, the futility of life, your cog in a capitalist machine. None of those things will enter into your thoughts and cause anxiety or illness because you won't be thinking. I don't know how many times, dear friends, I can come up here and tell you the truth is at hand. It is in front of you, and only you need to reach out and grasp it. Because there's more than just not thinking and capturing pylons and creating pylons. There's other tenets of CubeSpeak that are just too mind-revealing and thought-provoking, which would counteract the not thinking part. But the point is, you can't talk about them on radio. Your heads would explode. You can only find them at hypercube.com.
/net.
/net www.dixiepoo.
Which brings me to my favorite part of the show. The Pizzo box, where you send your real, gosh, honest, earned, lividly, dibbity, ding-dong-do letters to Peas for him to answer. You can send your questions to dispatch at hypercubelaboratory.com. Okay. Dear Peas, we got a couple here tonight. Yeah, we got some good ones. I want which one? You want a good one, or do you want the other one?
No.
Okay.
Give me the other one.
Dear Peas, I have a question about our universe. Is there any example in time where the universe keeps the memory of a past moment in time and uses it for the future? Meaning time travel does not exist, but what about the idea that time or a moment in time is recorded in the universe for a particular purpose that becomes significant for the future? Like, to me, I am thinking the experts saying time travel to the past is not possible or will never be possible also means that the universe doesn't consider the past. It holds no significance then to the universe. If that is so, then why have gravity and time? And that's from Bart Grisby of Freehold, Iowa.
This is
7 seconds.
What happens when you 7 seconds.
Yeah.
When you do psychedelics and don't have a good guide. Here's the problem with your whole premise. The universe doesn't give a shit about you. Time is a construct, based on your perception of the things. It's one of those two. Based on your perceptions of the universe as you see it. The universe is simultaneously being birthed this second in the Big Bang and already dying a cold age of what is the thing when you when doesn't matter, it's expanded as far as it's going to go and it's curled to a separate ember. As far as the universe is concerned, all those things happen simultaneously because it doesn't perceive the concept of time in a sense. However, as a human being or any sentient life form, you do see the passage of time because of the constriction of the speed of light, which by not allowing things to go faster than the speed of light in our physical existence, we can only see things in the distance past, but they do exist in our now. And so that's how this all kind of interconnects and ties together. And the reality is you should just stop worrying about it, have a beer, drop some acid, do some shrooms, and smoke some weed, bang a check, and enjoy your time riding this being a ghost inside of a meat skeleton.
Wait, meat skeleton? Skeletons are made of bones. If you made a skeleton out of meat,
are they?
Like if we had like just a series of like natural casing flavored bladders and our bones were made of sausage. That's something I could get into that. You're a sausage.
Yeah.
A pale blue sausage. And there's a little bit of that sausage in all of us. Okay. Dear Peas! I read these and I laugh. Dear Peas, a friend took my dog to vets and now refusing to give her back? Police sat doing nothing at all. My dog was in labor, and she had a pup stuck my vets was coming out and told not to move her as she is comfy and settled, and a, quote, friend, unquote, removed the dog and took the dog to another vet's, which I didn't want or allow. 2 hours later, the friend rang and said she has signed my dog into another vet's, and I'm not getting them back, and I rang the vets, and the new I was the owner, and the previous owner before me confirmed to the vets as well that I'm the owner, and the vet stopped talking to me and gave the dog to the other person, and now the other person refusing to give my dog and pups back. Police are doing nothing at all, and I miss my dog and want her and her babies home. And that's from Jay Deppend of Can't Spell, Connecticut.
Super simple problem, dude. The reason the police won't do anything is because it's considered a property dispute. How she actually got possession of your dog is probably the reason that they won't do anything. Either she's a roommate, or you let her into the house knowing that she was going to look at the dog, but the reality is, it's a sad situation. Yeah, on some levels, a lot of people probably think you're a dick because you didn't take the dog to the vet yourself. But like he said in the letter, he told you don't move it. He'd be over there. Bottom line is, pets are chattel, especially dogs. Not so much cats, but dogs across the 50 United States are considered chattel, which means they are considered property. Your recourse in this situation is to quickly go to small claims court and file a claim for the maximum amount that's allowable in your state. That's going to be anywhere from $2,500 to probably $10,000. It depends on what state you're in.
But if they give you the dog back, you have to dress it and eat it. That is the rule.
Right, but here's the thing: don't put down pain and suffering and all that kind of stuff. Just put that down, and they'll determine the value of the dog. But they'll either give you a couple $100 or they'll give you the dog back. And that's the only recourse that you really have, and that's why we have in this great land a civil court system and a small claims court system for. In the old days, this is how you would reconcile issues with a slave. But it's the same thing. It's just dogs.
You just take them out back and you show them who the answer holder is. For 7 years.
That's why when people tell you that the Irish were slaves, they were not chattel slaves. There's nothing comparable to being chattel, to being considered property that's owned by something else. That's a unique aspect of law that only pertains to domesticated animals and at one time people, but not European people. That was called something different.
They're
know your history, kids.
Mayonnaise blood.
Did you know there really wasn't any reason to drop atomic weapons on Japan?
Really?
Anyway, we'll move on. Yeah, that's true.
Which letter did that one come in? You're starting to sound all preachy. That we have another letter, but I feel like that'd just be dumb.
No, let's do that letter. I bet you it's from Japan.
No, I don't know. It's kind of might tie into what I was just talking about. Dear Peas, am I the only one that finds Neil deGrasse Tyson pretentious and unfathomably annoying to listen to? I understand he's extremely passionate about science, especially of his field, but he talks in a manner like he's a god. I get the vibe he's so used to mind-blowing younger people with cosmology facts his whole life that he expects everyone to be star-shocked at every else he says. Not to mention that he notoriously interrupts people in interviews. The Joe Rogan podcast was the worst I've personally seen. He makes me cringe. In my opinion, although the topics he talks about truly are mind-blowingly awesome, he puts out a bad rep for people who are equally as passionate about science. I feel it makes us look like a bunch of pretentious assholes, running around asserting science facts in everyone's face. Rant over. And that's from our friend Stella Artois in Flatbed, Kansas.
Stella. So, there's a couple things, and there's this huge anti-science.
What do you think about people with big egos waving their dicks in America's face? What do you think about that? In this one,
I think that Neil's just
astronomically big one.
I like Neil. I like his chicken. Tasty. Whenever I'm going to cook chicken, I always get Tyson chicken. Physics and mathematics is the language of the universe. So I guess he sounds godlike, because if you were to actually speak to God, who would rupture your entire brain and body with just the sound of his voice, he has to have a special angel that does his talking for him. But say you talk to that angel, he'd be like, yeah, that guy knows what he's talking about, that Neil Tyson guy. And if you had his chicken. So I think you ought to let it go. Rant over.
I thought it was pigeons. I didn't know it was chicken.
No, the Tyson Chicken Company. It's a huge poultry thing. Most people don't know that, Neil.
But I thought
that's where the Tyson part of his name comes
they were really
from.
pigeons. I thought it was just big pigeons.
At
Okay,
one
moving
time,
on.
if
you got
at
the
one
joke,
time
you're
his
winning.
family was owned by the Tysons. At one time, his family was owned by the Tysons, and so he has a special bond and kindred to them.
To the chickens. You know why the chickens?
The Tysons.
Do you know why the chickens don't have ears, peas? Because they grew up.
They can't cross the road.
Because they grew up on the Mike Tyson farm. That's why. That's why they don't have ears.
Did you ever hear about?
I opened that gate so wide for you like 20 minutes ago, and you just passed right through it. What? What did I do?
Have you ever heard the story of the headless hen?
The headless hen
that toured this country. The headless hen that toured this country in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah, I thought that was just
a minor celebrity.
It was a nickname for a Siamese twin prostitute that would travel through Chinese brothels in the area. And it was really because it was a vestigial arm coming off of the side. It wasn't another person whatsoever, but because it was a hand that wasn't attached to anybody, you would actually get a full massage with the two hands, and the other one would give you the happy ending simultaneously, like there were two there.
Yeah,
but really it was like 1.5. That was the headless hen that I recall from my history books, which God put on this earth to remind us of how great we are and our accomplishments. How dare you sully them? I'm disgusted. I also have a band name for you. We're going to do a song. We're going to come back. We're going to do the news. Peas. My wife came up with this one. Is Canucks Drum, that's CANUCKS space DRUM, is that a band? Canucks Drum? I don't know. We'll find out when we come back. We're going to play a song off of the Welcome to Dobbs.Town album, which is available now at packslack.com. If you want to buy stuff with money, go to packslack.com and you can get music, you can get a video game, you can get Triology soaps, you can get 3D printed Hypercube models. It's all available now.
Can you get a Mike the Headless Chicken t-shirt?
That would be in the cross-promoting tier, so we'll have to wait until we do shout-outs to come back. So we'll be back. Here's Reverend Richard Negative and Bob. And we're back with Time for the Show, broadcasting live on freethinkradio.com and youtube.com/freethinkradio. Join the chat at the freethinkradio.com. Click the Time for the Show button. Do it! We didn't hear it.
I missed the first time.
We didn't even hear it. You want push to talk? And you want voice activation. You just need to push to talk and then set a macro. Come on.
No, dude.
Where's your keybinds at? Aren't you even playing TF2 anymore, Peas? Look, level 95 heavy. I thought that's what you were. Put the dispenser here, please. That's what he says. All right, Peas. Before we left and heard a beautiful song by that guy with the thing that you can get on the website, I asked you if Canucks Drum was a band. I feel like we should just tease that out because we should read the copy. Let's read the copy.
It is a band. It is a band.
You think it is?
Yes.
You know it is. Well, we'll hold out. You'll hold out. You have to like I said earlier, because you have to do this week's big read. You have to do the big read this week for Reverend Fanboy's Fun Time.
I gotta find it.
I sent you all of them. You should have all of them. They're ready. I've got mine. Mine's ready. I have it. Everything's in files. You haven't saved everything in Notepad++.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Now I scroll back up.
All right, I gotta hit. All right, I'm gonna give you the cue. Here we go. And here's the shout out.
The Free Think Radio show that is mostly music and always different is Reverend Fanboy's Fun Time. Every Tuesday you'll enjoy 20 cents.
On.
What?
I mean, I appreciate the enthusiasm and everything.
That's really good. That's really good copy. What?
Now, earlier you went off harder and thicker on Hypercube speak for, 20 minutes, emphatically. And there was copy in front of you that you could have taken from, but you didn't. But now I've given you copy, and you get all comfy with it. It's like you get all pumped up when you have to come up with something on the edge of your seat. So come on. The first word in the sentence is the. But you could start it by saying the. You know? Step it up a little bit.
That doesn't sound like...
They're paying for this. All right. Take two. And here's Peas. Go.
The Free Think Radio show that is mostly music and always different is Reverend Fanboy's
Fun
Time.
It's freethinkradio.com show. You have to make sure that you get the proper verbiage in there. Because you're going to say it, you're going to emphasize it 3 times, you know? So
hit it.
We've got it. All right, so here we go. And here's a little more juice, Peas. Little more juice, all right? And here...
Just before we go on, I just want to thank you for the notes and the direction. It is extremely helpful. All right, give me a second. Okay. The Free Think Radio show that is mostly music and always difficult.
Go!
All right, here we go. The Free Think Radio show that is mostly music and always different is Reverend Fanboy's Fun Time. Every Tuesday you'll enjoy 20th Century Radio broadcasts at 8 p.m. Eastern, the Fun Time at 10, Old Time Radio at midnight, and instrumental long plays after that on freethinkradio.com.
All right, it's a good warm-up. You want to go through one more time, make it count?
If you want me to, I'm good. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, you got it now. You've got it now. Maybe next week I'll let you do the soaps. And Peas.
The Free Think Radio show that is mostly music and always different is Reverend Fanboy's Fun Time. Every Tuesday, you'll enjoy 20th Century Radio broadcasts at 8 p.m. Eastern, The Fun Time at 10, Old Time Radio at midnight, and instrumental long plays after that, all on freethinkradio.com.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. We got you there. We got you there. They're paying for it. You can too at patreon.com/hypercube. Here's the other one. Every day you, yes you, will touch your face. You're probably touching your face right now, which is disgusting. Your hands could easily come in contact with surfaces riddled with coliforms, staph, listeria, and fecal material traces. This can increase your likelihood to get sick and potentially harm others. That's where Triology Soaps comes to the rescue. Washing your hands with Triology Soaps is scientifically proven to reduce the risk of self and cross-contamination. Don't risk your life any longer. Get clean at packslack.com. Click Triology Soaps. Hooray for me. Are you typing something mean to me? You gonna make fun of me?
No, dude.
And that's it for
I
this
came up with a funny
Okay,
joke.
We gotta do the weekly Do we do the shout outs at the end or the middle? What do we do?
I came up with a funny joke of it.
What? And you were gonna type it to me? Go ahead, tell me your joke.
No.
Tell me your joke. You have a microphone and a radio show. Tell me your joke.
I'm waiting. No, I'm waiting for the part of the show, your favorite part of the show, where we you do the headlines, and I thought of a funny headline answer, so I wrote it down so I won't forget.
I did get them to you late today, and I apologize.
Oh.
All right, well, it's
So
time for my favorite part of the show, where I reveal the Is It a Band from earlier. Peas, you said Canucks Drum is a band. Audience, what say you? I'm looking at them. They're feeling it. And I can tell you, Peas, you are absolutely correct. Canucks Drum is a band.
Cut out, but I'm guessing I got it.
You did it. You got it. No, it's just dramatic pausing. Oh, there it goes again.
Okay.
It's the cue to shout out all the weeklies. You can be a zesty, happy weekly boy and get your patreon.com/hypercube shout out, like Reverend Fanboys, Funtime, and Triology Soaps, Dr. Cosmac, Reverend Red, Michael Marcus, Trenchy, Scalpod, Couch Sloth, Caller 23, Reverend 80, Apostasy X Fenord, Long Dead, Brother Other, Martha Artha, Agent Lloyd, Reverend Negative, Hazel of the Windmills. All of those people get a weekly shout out. You can too by pledging $5 or more at hypercubego.com. Click the Patreon button. Send me money. All right, it's time for my favorite part of the show. It's Cube News. It's all the news that's fit to Cube. You asked for it. You did. And now we're going to go through all the great, funny, ha-ha moments that you've been waiting for. Peas, your first word tonight is a 4th grade word. Spell immigrant.
Fuck, I know I don't even know how to spell that word.
It's your favorite song. Immigrant.
1 second.
You can type it to me. But if you get a red squiggle, you can't right-click and check. You can spell it out loud into the microphone. Let the kids at home.
Okay. I am MIGRANT.
Show me immigrant.
Chinese person. That is how you spell immigrant.
That is how you spell immigrant. I just wanted to see if you were going to get all mad and angry with me like you do. It's Cube News, where we have shave our cubes. All right, our first. Now, Peas, I have discovered that throughout this segment, that if I don't go down the list exactly as I send it to you, you get a little bothered because I see you're starting to you're writing your stuff out. You're right, and you're getting your ideas, but you want to go down the list, don't you? Or do you want to pick something? Do you want to read a headline?
No.
I wouldn't want to throw you out of what is obviously a good jive for you. You've got it moving. There's no news this week either. There's no news this week.
I only got one. Oh, there's lots of good news.
Like what?
Like catch a lunar eclipse from the full beaver moon this weekend. All strip clubs have just been closed.
Okay, I'm giving you a honk on that one because I don't get it. Because the strip clubs are closed?
Just imagine it had something to do with strip clubs and the whole phrase is funny. Let's move on. How about this one? Earth is 2,000 light years closer to Milky Way's black hole. That's closer than I let my wife get to mine.
There you go.
That's the one I wrote. That was a good one.
I saw that's the one that you sent me. But I had to pick which one of these this was going to go towards. Yours was
Which one did you think it went towards?
I was going towards anti-terror attack armor on New York City bridge hanging by straps, which I just put down because I thought it was just good news to reiterate out to the world. Hey,
were they out of pressure?
Hey, terrorists! I hope you don't read a newspaper today. Which newspaper do the terrorists subscribe to, Peas? What every day when ISIS wakes up with their, big chief ISIS gets up and he has his first cup of coffee. He goes outside. And
I'm sure they
the
read
dog. The dog's chewing on like a human leg.
I'm sure they read the Daily Prophet by the Nation of Islam.
That sounds like a plug.
Indian farmers march on Delhi and protest against agricultural laws. Turned back by wayward cow in road.
All right. You getting sassy? Are you just picking them off as you figure things out then? Is that what you're doing? You're just fucking dartboarding here? It's almost like that's might be how it goes. Indian farmers march on Delhi, which sounds like what they would do. They don't eat beef. In protest, all of these vegetarians, and they live in Delhi, in protest against agriculture laws. What's an agriculture law in India?
I cannot fathom what one could possibly be.
I mean,
they literally have shit that runs down the streets.
Like
so
they
what
wanted
could the agricultural laws.
Well, if you saw if you remember Union Carbide, dumping all their shit in the water, and they were like, well, at least it's like bleached out now. Now you can do something. We used to we would wash our children in this river that we would also drink from. That river. Oh no, they've dumped all these things in it.
It made my skin more white. It made my skin very white and translucent. Like a fish belly.
Wayward cow. China refuses to... see, now I want to sit here and try
my grandfather died, and I put him in my grandfather died, and I put him in a kanji, and now he's back alive, and all he wants to do is watch the coronavirus on KFC chicken and eat it. It's very terrible for me.
Charges filed year after volcano eruption kills 22 in New Zealand. Mount St. Helens.
Volcano claims self-defense. Volcano claims self-defense.
I'll go with yours. I'll give you that one. Mine was about Mount St. Helens was seen in questioning. That's what I had. Because it was volcanoes that would have turned on each other. Joe Biden. hires all-female communications board. We will hear from all of them shortly. And that was all closed. Yeah.
Communications at the White House will be closed for 3 days every month.
Oh, now come on, that's low-hanging fruit, and I have testicles.
It's because it's menstrual humor. Menstrual humor is the best humor.
Let's put the man back in menstrual. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring it back.
The ladies love it when you acknowledge that they bleed in the comedy. They all, yeah, please, I bleed too. Woo! They're very excited right now.
Are you pro free bleeding, peas? Are you on the free? Are you on the free bleeding train?
No. I think that's nasty. But see, that involves menopause. And that's another thing. Why is the word men in menopause? I'm not positive.
Let's put men back in menopause. Yeah!
I'm still going at it, so I don't know why they call it a pause.
Why don't they call it woman pause?
Right, exactly.
Yeah!
Or no bleed zone. No menstruitis.
I just knew a girl that carried a box of Q-tips in her purse every day.
Want to get pregnant?
I actually heard people cringe over the internet on that one.
That's a statement from a man who
has no idea back in UTI. Yeah!
That's from a statement from a guy who has no idea what the word flow means to a woman.
Are you talking about me?
I'm talking about people who think Q-tips is tampons in general. If you fit into that group, I'm sorry to hear that.
All right.
If only the world was such a tidy place that Q-tips... Well, Q-tip is obviously too small and not absorbent enough to handle the average woman's flow.
That's why she carried a box of them. That's why she carried a box of Q-tips. That's the idea.
I would suggest
that
purse. Even the 15
in the purse, there's a full-size Costco-sized box of Q-tips. Stem
the flow of the average woman's menstrual flow, and so the whole premise is false. Then you would have all these little sticks sticking out of there, trying to sop up the flow.
That's the funny part.
That is a funny part. That is a good visual.
Is because if you're at all familiar with a woman's natural flow,
let's just use
that you would know that a box of Q-tips
that's not going to work.
It would be comically ineffective to this woman's plight. That's what
no matter
the joke.
What size box.
Things aren't going
no
well
matter how
for
many
her.
Q-tips.
Or are they? That's just what she was already down with free bleeding.
She could be into it.
She would line them up down and do like a mohawk thing. She would be able to lift her skirt up. She could pee standing up while doing it.
Now I have this visual of like 1,000 Q-tips actually trying to be used, and they all kind of stick out with little strings attached to each one.
They have that. You could just pull on the little
and they could fly it to it. You could, maybe that's something that Q-tip hasn't thought of as far as their marketing department. Maybe it's asleep at the switch. That this could be, hey, carry 16,000 Q-tips with you in case you don't have a tampon.
Or you could just shove them all into like a toilet paper tube. Those are in the bathroom.
Now, what about that? What about if you're free flowing and you have a toilet paper tube? Could you put that in there to direct your flow? Right. Could you direct your flow with it? I think that would dry up, though. That would be like putting a bunch of nuts in your mouth and then it's
what
too
kind
dry.
Of nuts?
What's the driest nut there is?
Oh.
I'm going to say Chinese nuts.
Just that one kind?
Just that one kind. It might have been the guy.
I was going to say.
I don't want to blame the whole...
I was gonna get serious about it too. It's like, let's go over. I started thinking about that's why we
could have been just that one guy.
May I ask for one of those little drinks before I? I'm sorry. I'm laughing. I'm laughing, and I need my tiny sugar can. It'll make me feel better.
Don't say the name because we're on the air.
Man, I had other jokes, and now I left the stuff that I don't write down. China refuses to apologize to Australia over
you have to wait till next month
of doctored image.
You have to wait till next month to tell those jokes. Tell those jokes next month.
Why? I was just getting into
just trust me. Just tell them next month. In 28 days, you should be ready to tell those jokes again. If you're lucky.
I don't know. I think this is a progressive moment for radio P's. Why don't we further elaborate on something I believe that we are easily qualified professionals on, and that is the flow. I mean, we could dedicate an entire hour. We could do the entire chopping block. We'll call it Dr. Fox and P's.
If I could tell you
the
number of times,
the
number of times that somebody's flow has impacted my life in a negative way. I got plans. I'm all ready to go to town, and then there's a flow. I'm at Disney World at my honeymoon. I'm ready to have some good old times, but then there's the flow. And the flow doesn't just affect sleepy time or fun time. The flow, when it's heavy and comes with its friend Cousin Cramps, well, the flow can fuck up your whole day. I can't go on the rides at Disney World, you fool. I have a flow. And what can you say to it? You don't have a flow. You're like, well, I feel like going on the rides. No. My flow, could you just sit here and hold my hand while I flow? And you're freshly married, so you kind of have to. You look around hoping there's Q-tips or something. Maybe that'll help the situation. But there's not. You're fucked. You spent $7,000 to go to this amusement park, and the flow has fucked it up for you. And it's not the first time I've had problems with the flow. Interrupted my entertainment and life as a man. Oh, hunting trips ruined by the flow. Car buying odysseys. Can't do it. Ruined by the flow. Try to escape this blizzard death house that we're trapped in. Can't go. You got the flow. Guess we'll sit here and starve. At least we got this case of Q-tips.
It's very Shel Silverstein of you, P. You keep looking over somewhere, and I think you're reading off of something. It's bothering me. If it wasn't for you inserting the Q-tips bit back in, I'll give you the big. You get that one. You can have that. We'll do the whole way out. As we're getting ready to switch the gears over and get on to Dr. Fox's chopping block, which normally isn't on the YouTube. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it. All right. Well, that's pretty much what we got here on Time for the Show. It's a radio experiment for all of your fun and joy. It's not. It's meant to hurt us, and we're hurting all the time. And it's primarily because you fund this, and by funding it, we are contractually obligated to fulfill those duties. So if you would like to further my torture and Reverend P's, make sure to go to patreon.com/hypercube and subscribe to the show at timefortheshow.com. And of course, you listen live on every Monday night at freethinkradio.com. There's a new show every day. Some days of the week, there's more than one new show every week. So head over to freethinkradio.com, like and follow, and share all the posts on Facebook, and follow them on Twitter. Peas, you got your social media. Where can people that are, because we got the numbers. Numbers are getting all big and swole. They're coming at you. If people wanted to send something to you, how could they do that?
Well, I'm looking for some DMT vape pens, but whatever. Stickers are good too. You should send all that stuff to 6428 Dobie Peak Drive, Las Vegas, Nevada 89108. And once I have my minions and staff look through it and make sure that it's safe, I'll probably get it, and you'll be added to my Christmas card list, as many of you know in the past. If you've ever sent Peas something, you get a delightful, non-secular Christmas card from the Peas every year. And isn't that worth it at this special time of winter wonderlands to one day walk out to the mailbox and magically receive from the Peas a personalized addressed Christmas card to you and you alone, and only because you at one time in your life sent the Peas something that made him go, oh man, they like me, they really like me. And even if you didn't like me and you sent it to be a mean, cruel fucker, you still get a Christmas card. I'm not sure if that's fair, but that's just how it works out. I can't know somebody's intention when they mail something.
Easy enough.
But, easy enough.
Or you can send $1 to Hypercube Labs, P.O. Box 4304, Winter Park, Florida 32793, and get more information on hypercubism and how important and essential listening to Time for the Show is to you every week. We now leave you with that cool credits thing, and we're going on to the chopping block. You sticking around, Peas? Of course.
No, I have on call and have... No, I got 2 calls coming in my queue I got to take care of.
Oh, my God. And I'm at the bottom. All right, well, I'll submit a ticket. And I'll tell you what, we got like a minute left. Why don't you apologize, Peas, while we do the outro credits? Go on, dude. Just do it.
All right, we're going to do the outro credits, and I'm going to apologize that my apology was so short this week, and we only left it to when we started rolling the outro credits. But here's the thing, kids. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and the one thing that's brought me a little solace and a peace, and I'm apologizing that I didn't speak about it earlier, but that's cubism. And that has to do with CubeSpeak, Hypercubist field manuals that have been sent out to all of the Patreons throughout the world as they're getting them and are reading more about not thinking, eating your parents, construct pylons, and never paying more than $4.99 for sunglasses. These are the tenements of our new religion, and we want you, but not that guy or that girl, but you to send all the money you have available to us, and we will turn that money into a wonderful, wonderful timeshare that we will all share in the afterlife that we're going to call Peasville. Peasville will be the heaven that the Christians couldn't attain. Peasville will have peas on Time for the Show 24 hours a day. There will be effigies of peas for burning or making sweet love to. Whichever way you think
or both
should be
at the same
That's what
time.
you get to do in Peasville. Peasville, when heaven's not good enough and you paid your $35, damn it.
All right.
That's my apology.
That's all you got this week. So thanks to Reverend Peas for sticking with us for, I guess, this much. We won't make him spell any more words this week, but he's definitely going to have to make up for those next week. And thank you to our producer, Reverend Dr. My Wife After 6, who comes up with band names and spelling words and all the other stuff. And remember to get that album, Welcome to Dobbs.town, over at packslack.com, where you can also pick up your Triology soaps, featuring new bars, the Pope Black Soap on a Rope bar, and that new amino acids grape soda blast bar, available now.
What?
It's so
Grape
cool.
soda blast bar by the amino acids? That famous super band?
That really neat band, we got a soap for them. So head on over to packslack.com and stay tuned for Dr. Fox's Chopping Block. If you're watching this on YouTube, you won't hear Chopping Block because you're just missing out. So you need to head over to freethinkradio.com, strap on your stupid, and we'll see you next week. Bye, peas.